The crew is silent as you lead your captive to the rooftop rendezvous you designated before the run. Just as you planned, you find the others waiting for you there. Li Tailung's artificial features are molded into an expression of aloof intellect and mocking rigidity. The plastic that makes up his face is soft, flexing with the motion of his underlying musculature. Overlapping wafers of silver and bronze foil buried inside the material catch the light as he moves. It's the work of a master craftsman. Cyberware is a form of modern art, likely commissioned at modern art prices, an ostentatious display of status and wealth. The plastic-faced man examines the zip ties that bind his wrists with an expression of detached amusement. Isabel runs a long cable from her PDA to the jack in the back of his head and nods at you. Well, this is interesting, I must say. He chuckles, an odd hollow sound. I don't recall ever having been in this situation before. Usually I simply awaken to find myself in a strange new environment, wondering what happened. Well, guess there's a first time for everything, isn't there? He surveys your crew with a detached indifference. Looking at the lot of you, I think it's safe to assume that a violent extraction of information is the next order of business. Oh, you can bank on that, arsehole. Wu focuses his attention on the plastic-faced man's kneecaps. So, you choose to take me in an empty parking garage surrounded by corporate security. Low chance for civilian casualties. Clearly the safety of innocents is a priority for you. Ranneko, we have a problem. Dreamland's neural inhibitor software isn't interacting with this guy's cortical implant the same way it worked with their own. It's only going to slow the memory wipe process. How long do I have? I don't know. We're talking about software I didn't write interacting with two different pieces of headwear I've never seen. We're lucky this works at all. I'll try to key in some buffering routines or something to slow it down as much as I can, but my confidence is low. This guy's memory is going to get wiped one way or another. I'd start asking questions, Ranneko. Tense. Very tense. I guess I'll answer your questions rather slowly. I don't have time for bullshit. You're a professional. You know what's next. Just give us what we want. Rakta smiles, and Koshay's servos whir as if in anticipation. I was joking. Of course I'm going to give you what I want. What you want. My clients know I'm a professional, and I take extraordinary precautions to protect their secrets. If those precautions were compromised, it was due to an extreme circumstance. You can ask your questions, Ranneko. I'll answer them as efficiently as we can. When we're done, I'll shake hands with the stranger and walk away wondering just what happened. What is Prosperity? Prosperity Tower is Tsang Mechanical Engineering's corporate headquarters. Prosperity is also one of Josephine Tsang's pet projects. Which do you want to know about first? Tick-tock! I want to hear about the Prosperity Project. Well, that's going to be challenging. You see, that is her best-kept secret. The best way to keep secrets is not to tell anyone, even someone whose memory can be wiped. All I know is it's something built deep inside Kowloon Walled City. Some kind of experiment her son was working on. Edward Tsang? No, wait, Raymond Black, my father. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets when someone's about to get hurt. Hey, Mr. Plastic, maybe you could settle a bet between me and my brother. Now, I think Raymond is still alive, but my brother here, he isn't so sure. Which is it, buddy? Raymond Black, dead or alive? I got 20 million on this. Guys, a status bar just popped up. It isn't moving yet, but you never know when it might jump. It's stuck at 0 right now, but the process is starting and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Here, give me that. I'll show you something. Isabel pulls away an instinct and looks at you. This is a calculated gamble. You're running out of time and holding all the guns. I have information you want and betting that if I share it with you, you won't kill me when this is over. Go on, let him have it. The plastic-faced man takes a PDA from Isabel and stares down at the screen. His eyes become unfocused and he stands like a statue. A low-resolution video recording pops onto the screen. A small weathered man, possibly in his 70s, is strapped into a high-tech chair and connected to an elaborate scientific instrument behind him. The recording is from the first-person perspective, presumably the plastic-faced man's. This is from when I first brought the asset, your father, to Prosperity Tower. His eyes remain unfocused, still as a statue, after I took him from the tea house on the docks. The video continues, and a confident voice can be heard from our screen, a woman's. You can't make out what she says. The point of view turns to the right, and a graceful woman of indeterminate age steps into view. She is clearly advanced in years, but access to a nourishing diet and cutting-edge pharmaceuticals afford her the vitality of someone much younger. She speaks directly to the camera. Her tone is hard. I warned you to be gentle with him, Mr. Lee. She looks over at the old man with genuine concern. He looks as if someone tased him. I assure you, Mrs. Sang, I was gentle. He walked out of the tea house on his own power. The old man speaks, his voice weary and hoarse. May I have some water, Mother? My throat feels like it's on fire. Of course, Edward. I'll have someone bring in some ice chips. Your son has apparently been through some sort of ordeal. He appeared demented at times. He's been mumbling something about stopping something? Prosperity, I think. Yes, well, that won't be happening. We won't be stopping prosperity, Edward. I want you to get that out of my mind, you understand? I understand perfectly well, Mother. There's no need to shout, but I won't give up. Prosperity must be stopped. All those poor people. I know, Edward, I know. Those poor people. I've done a lot to make up for it since you left. Shelters, hospitals, all sorts of good work. And now it's time to do something for you. Something I should have done a long time ago, perhaps. From the left side of the screen, a man enters in a white lab coat. The woman looks up and nods, and the lab-coated man places a chrome apparatus on the old man's head. Raymond speaks dreamily, as if a drug has started its work. What is this, Mama? What are you doing to me? I'm fixing you, Edward. She walks up close to the old man, strokes his head tenderly, and leans forward to kiss it. All you can see is failure. You're incapable of seeing the good that you've done. The man in the white lab coat presses a button on Raymond's chair, and the robotic arm swings into view. A cobalt blue light springs from its tip, and the arm quickly circumnavigates the old man's head, bathing it in oscillating blue. A high-definition, three-dimensional image of Raymond's brain appears on the wall behind. I've been inspired by Mr. Lee here. We're going to do some editing of your memories to relieve you of your burden. No, Mama, wait. I figured out what to do. Then he's asleep. Your payment will be made according to our agreement, once the rest of them are dead. The video ends, and the plastic-faced man exhales slowly. I've taken a big risk showing you that. Don't give a rat's ass. You see, I knew it. I told you, Ranneko. Raymond's alive. Tsang's holding him at Prosperity Tower. He may be alive, but it looks as though his mom's going to erase part of his memory. Just like Johnny Plastic here, she's going to try and fix him. What kind of a mother would do that? Something catches her eye and she looks down suddenly. Shit, that's it. He's wiping. Oh, hello. Well, isn't this awkward? What do you want to do with this guy? He's got no memory, so it's probably safe to let him go, but Auntie said he should take a dirt nap. All the same to me. End him. What Auntie wants, Auntie gets. Don't betray your fixer, who is also a crime boss. But he gave us everything we asked for and more. He's seen our faces. But I have nothing to connect with them with. If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to just walk away. No loose ends. End him, Gunshow. My pleasure. And yeah, didn't do that last time, because that just got me the No Mercy achievement. I didn't think I wanted to explain why I disobeyed Kindly Cheng. Because she's not that kindly. Just saying. Not someone you want to cross. The trip from Shekip May back to Heoi is as quiet as you process the information revealed by the plastic-faced man. Prosperity is a name. Two names, actually. One is a secret project Raymond was working on before he left for Seattle. The other is a corporate HQ of Tsang Mechanical Services, and Prosperity Tower is where Raymond Black is being held alive. It's also where his memory is in the... really? That's a really weird way of putting the sentence. It's also where his memory is in the process of being reprogrammed by his mother. And time is ticking. The plastic-faced man proved surprisingly amenable and quite useful before you killed him. The next stop is Kindly Cheng. She'll want to hear this. Okay, so there is the plastic-faced man. What karma do we get for that? I'm hoping enough to boost my int. You step out of the MTR station and into the balmy night air. An impenetrable wall of clouds, heavy with imminent rain, has blown in from the south. It covers the stars, causing them to wink out one by one. You can smell something on the air, something electric. The wind whips up around you, and the clouds begin moving in a thick grayscale swirl. The spiral builds and grows, shimmering with faint amber light. As you watch the clouds roil in the sky, the sounds of the city retreat. A bubble of soft white noise replaces them, wrapping around your head and reflecting your own heartbeat back at you. You look down from the clouds to see the lights of the docks dancing in a warm, saturated bloom. Take a trid shot with your PDA. You raise your wrist to capture the view with your PDA's built-in camera. The image swims into focus on the machine's tiny screen as the camera lens adjusts to the light. And that's when you know that's when the first twinge tickles your chest, lets you know something's coming. Wow. Just like... Okay, a moment later you feel incredible tightness in your chest. It feels like your heart is being crushed under the foot of a giant. Your vision goes grey and your sense of balance disappears. Gradually blood rushes in to refill the organ, inflating it like a balloon. Try to catch your breath. You gasp for air, it doesn't come. Your breath shallows out, thins, makes you gasp like a suffocating fish. Your chest contracts again and again as you struggle to take in breath. You stumble forward and every cell in your body seems to vibrate. The energy thrums inside of you, pulsating, building to an unbearable crescendo. And then you're on the other side of it. You find yourself standing in a familiar courtyard. The walled city. You're back in the walled city, just like your dreams. You can taste the stench of the place. The mildew and plaster and wet dog stink at the slum. What the? The crumbling facade of the tenement buildings lean into one another above you, closing in on either side, creating a narrow walkway. Just like in your dreams, there's nowhere else to go. Nowhere but forward, down the path. Start walking. You let your legs carry you forward. You feel a creeping sense of certainty in the back of your mind. It tells you you've taken the same walk hundreds of times before. The sense of claustrophobia mounts and builds with every step you take. It feels like you're worming your way forward down a long, dark tunnel. The humidity of this place sticks to your skin. As you proceed deeper into the walled city, a low rumble fills the air. The noise of enormous gears in motion. You feel hollow, empty. With every step you take, you can feel that emptiness growing, an unbearable yearning unlike any hunger you've ever known. Stop in your tracks. You stop moving, plant your feet. The world stops moving around you. You close your eyes and breathe a sigh of relief. When your eyes open again, you find yourself moving forward. You don't remember telling your legs to walk, but that's what they're doing, carrying you forward deeper into the walled city. Just like you did in your dreams, just as you always have. Off in the distance, an alien silhouette beckons to you. It's her, the tall, slender thing from your dreams, the elusive figure you've always been moving toward but could never quite reach. A crowd of locals lines apart the head, kneeling in supplication. They look emaciated, all skin and bones, clothed head to toe in dirty rags. Examine the figures. You stare at the nearest of the kneeling figures, a wiry man in his late 20s. He locks eyes with you. Slowly his mouth yawns open. The man has no teeth. They've been pulled recently, from the looks of it. His gums are a bloody, pitted mess. As you stare into the black void of his mouth, his tongue comes lolling out. Looks like it was caught in an industrial accident, a swollen, twisted slab of meat. The corners of the young man's mouth twitch upward in a ghastly smile. Look away. You turn away from the local and the ruin of his mouth. Seconds later, you've passed him and he's gone. Your legs carry you deeper and deeper into the beating heart of the tenement. If you haven't reached the center yet, it must be close. It's incredibly hot and humid in here. The sweat rolls down your body in sheets. Your thoughts go hazy with the heat, and a dim sense of unease takes root in the pit of your stomach. Focus on the feeling. You try to concentrate on the unease you're feeling, but find it impossible to focus. The omnipresent sound of grinding gears isn't helping. Looking up, you can see where the noise is coming from. A hatch. The same door you saw in your nightmare back when all of this began. The markings on the door are legible now, a single word in faded yellow paint. Prosperity. Suddenly, impossibly, the alien figure you've been moving towards is standing right in front of you. At the same time, your vision finally clears and ice water runs through your veins. The walled city isn't a slum at all. It's an enormous gaping maw, and the buildings are a forest of crooked teeth. The thing reaches for you. With inhuman speed and grace, it plunges fingers of polished ivory into your mouth. Slowly, terribly, it begins to wrench your jaw open. You can feel your teeth splinter and break, and rough fingers on your shoulders snap you back to reality. The hand clenches into a vice-like grip and yanks you backward off your feet. You come crashing down to the floor of the Heoi MTR station. You can feel a rush of wind just in front of you. A passing train. "What is wrong with you, Ranneko?" Angry Cheng's lost too many runners already. Besides, there are cleaner ways to end your life than jumping in front of a train. That wasn't a suicide attempt, asshole. I was under a magical attack. Whatever. Now get up and get back to that floating wreck you sleep in. Okay. So we got... Oh, wait. No, we got karma. We got 2 on the mission, 3 just then. So we must have gotten 10 karma from that. And so, at some point, I probably want to... really? Wait. This point, I can hit the exceeds racial maximums. Right. But the int doesn't actually show that. So, I mean, I'm going to have to hit the racial maximums to do anything here. But given that I can only boost this to 9, which is literally going to do nothing, until I get 2 more karma, there's no point. Right? Ideally, I'm going to need 9 more, not 9, 11 more karma. Alright, let's go to the Mahjong parlor. Interesting that Strangler says get back to the Kraken, but no, we want the Mahjong parlor. Let's first chat with these people. Because they're here suddenly. Hello? A pair of dead-eyed transients leans against the abandoned car, their shoulders slumped. A pile of overstuffed bags lie in a heap on the sidewalk, spilling into the rain-choked gutter. The smaller of the pair looks down and notices his bags are getting soaked, and does nothing. Seems like he's too exhausted to care. The shorter of the transient slowly shifts his attention to you. His voice comes out, hollow and empty. You're one of Cheng's. It isn't a question. Remain silent. Fine, stay quiet. We're getting the hell out of here while we still can. If you're smart, you'll follow us. Everyone with the half a brain's getting out of this place. Believe me, I'm thinking about it. Smart man. Nothing can fix what's coming for the walled city, and Hayo is way too close to that place for comfort. What do you mean, what's coming? You don't know? Suppose you wouldn't. You're an outsider here, didn't grow up in the walled city like we did. They are coming. The Yama Kings, just like the old stories. Been having dreams of them, but they weren't just dreams this time. They were signs, warnings. What can you tell me about them? Just what my grandfather told me. Respect ghosts and gods, but keep away from them. Come on, Shen. It's time to go. Uh-huh. One of Kindly Cheng's enforcers bars the way from the walled city into Heioi, blocking the walkway with his body. A woman in a ragged shawl stands in front of him, her hands clasped, begging to be let through. He doesn't move. Please, you have to let me through. My husband and children are already in Heioi. I need to meet them. I have to... Nice try, but back off. You don't get in here. Nobody else does. Should listen to what he says. His boss owns this town. Then tell his boss that she's wrong. Please, I have to find my family. Don't know your family, woman. You probably don't even have one. I, on the other hand, do have people in Harry. If I disobey Auntie Cheng, what happens to me to them won't be pretty. What does Kindly care about refugees passing through? If they were content to pass through, she probably wouldn't. But that isn't what these people do. They get out and they try to stay here. With everything going down, the last thing we need is the population to suddenly triple. We aren't taking anyone, period. Pig bastard, you won't let us through. I'll come back with so many others. You can't hope to stop us. We can't stay in the world city, not with what's coming. We won't. You be my guest, woman. Bring as many friends as you like. I'll make sure to have a bullet for each of you. Okay, and then you? A pair of men, refugees from the looks of them, stand near the city entrance. They're absorbed by their conversation, voices low. The elf sways nervously as he speaks, but the human is steadfast. His gravelly words are harder to make out than the elves, but you can hear the agitation in them. Neither man seems aware of your presence. Telling you, first chance we gotta get out of here. Leave the country. Things are so backed up that even if the walled city were gutted and cleaned tomorrow, we'd still be wading through the fallout. Prejudice wouldn't just disappear. I know, you're right, but I spoke to my sister. She's on board. It didn't take much convincing either. Few of us know about them. Those few of us who know about the monsters don't want to be anywhere near the city. Things like that, they leave a mark on a place. It'll never be right. Did you just say something about monsters? Monsters? No. You must have misheard me. No monsters here, only corporate tyrants. What a silly thing to mishear. Monsters. That's right, monsters. He keeps his voice low, without breaking eye contact. He leans in toward you. The Yama Kings. So right, Lorne. Might as well start talking about it. Not everyone's going to believe us, but those who can prepare themselves. Like us. Started as a whisper, a rumor. The Yama Kings are coming to feast. To feast on us, the walled city. We took it as it was, superstitious bullshit, until things started happening. Walled city's always been its own kind of hell, but these last few months, somehow, they started getting worse. People got more aggressive, others started to spiral emotionally, and our dreams grew more intense, more frightening. The Yama Kings were sure of it. They're gonna destroy our souls, eat our bodies. We have to leave. There's so many people who can't. I just wish we could take them all, Aaron. Impossible, Lon. You know, all we can do is save ourselves. So now you know, monsters, Yama Kings, are descending on us from their ethereal thrones, coming to rip our essences apart. Sooner we get out of here, the better. Yep. You're wise. You're doing the right thing. Get the hell out of here. Okay. So we want to go chat with Kindly Cheng. And then I think after that I'm going to take a short break. The walk through the mahjong parlor is punctuated by the tantalizing smell of coconut and fried confection. Your crew surrounds Kindly Cheng, watching uncomfortably as she peels small egg-shaped delicacies from a waffle-like pastry and pops them into her mouth. Each time she does, her eyes close in ecstasy and soft sounds come from her throat. There you are, Ranneko. Your crew here tells me you were able to locate and interrogate the plastic-faced man. They haven't told me his current disposition, however. I assume everything went as I instructed. I was going to take the faces of Trophy, but I thought it would be tacky. Oh, I don't know. Trophies have their value. Goblet's eyes scanned the room, apparently looking for trophies. I trust you got something useful out of him. We got plenty. Wu sounds eager. He gave us a data dump on everything he knew about Prosperity Tower. First-hand info. Josephine's headquarters? That could be useful, I suppose. What do you intend on doing with it? We're gonna rescue Raymond. He's alive, Auntie, just like I said he was. Josephine's holding him in there. She's doing something to his brain. Something to his brain? What's the old bitch up to now? Based on the memory that Mr. Plastic showed us, it looks like she's trying to rewire her son's memories using something called ASSIST, Artificial Sensory Induction Systems Technology. It lets the user record, process, and feed synthetic input to the brain. Like a SimSense chip? Yes, Auntie. It's a tech that led to SimSense. It's also what allows Deckers to enter the Matrix and grants riggers neural connections to their drones. An expert assist technician could alter someone's personality, memory, even identity. I'm guessing experts like that don't grow on trees. Definitely not. Changing someone's memories requires a world-class expert in assist, a massive amount of computing power, and no ethics at all. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing to him, but I'm guessing that his mum wants him to forget something, or remember it differently, maybe. Okay, what do we know about Prosperity Tower? Mr. Plastic dropped us a couple of terabytes of data on Prosperity Tower, right out of his brain. Isabel and I have been studying it. Lots of good intel to mine there. Just what we need to take a run at the place and hope to get out alive. Alright, so how do we make our approach? Fortunately, Prosperity Tower is one of Tsang's lower security locations. It's mostly administrative marketing, that sort of thing. That's good, Mr. Bao. Give those runners the old Tsang security passes you used on the hijacking last year. Yes, Mrs. Jung. They'll get them. Those passes should get you through the lobby. You'll still have to explain your presence, Ranneko, so don't expect to just walk on through. What about that junk data you held onto after the Wuxing run? Anything there we can use, Izzy? Good thinking, and I'm already ahead of you. I scoured the leftover Wuxing paperwork and found a way to change our status to special couriers. We can use that to pose as a third-party Wuxing uses to deliver important packages. That'll work, but we can't expect to stay in cover for long. One way or another, things are going to get hot. Loading dock seems like just the edge we need. Let's do it. Okay, I'll get us booked into the Tsang system and print off some matching papers. We'll need a van to make it look legit. Bao? Consider it done. What about the security setup? How do we get to Raymond? And the key to this operation are the 3 security stations located on different floors. The matrix systems in these security stations are the command and control hubs for the entire building security. As such, they're the best place to find out where Raymond Black is being held. So we got on this location? Oh, all we know is he's being held somewhere called Lab 12. We don't know where that is or how to get in there. It's something we'll have to figure out on site. If things go hostile, the best thing to do is get to an alarm panel on Matrix security node and shut things down. If we're noticed, we'll have a brief window to cut the link to the alarm system. If we do that, it'll isolate the whole floor from the security system. The rest of the building won't know what's happening here. If the alarm goes off and we cut the link to the alarm system, we can spoof the system. Tell it we've already moved on to another location. That might work once or twice, but if we spoof too many alarms, I'll figure it out. How long's the brief window we're talking here? Maybe 30 seconds. Maybe less if the network isn't so cluttered with traffic. It's there as a failsafe, so security doesn't stampede all over the building if a janitor forgets to close the door. What about the guards? Quantity? Training? Standard corp security for most part, but the Sang has a rapid response squad for high priority events. That'd be us. Alright, it's got it right. It'd probably be... intrusion into Lab 12 probably be a high priority event, right? Judging by the way Grandma Tseng took out Carter, Gutshot, and Nightjar, I'd say she isn't interested in anyone getting anywhere near her son. Expect to face Tseng's elite security once we find him. What else we have on the security stations themselves? Staffing, weaknesses? Only one thing worth mentioning. Izzy looks at Wu. The only way into a security station is with a key card, and guards on each floor carry a card to the station on that floor. Maybe we can get a card by taking him out, but there may be other ways to get a security card. Like I said, security stations are key to this operation. They provide multiple opportunities to exploit the system and determine how to approach the rest of our incursion. Okay, we'll go as quiet as possible until we have no choice. Don't need an entire building full of security on us. Roger that, we'll be quiet as rats. I see what you did there. Which station do we hit first? No way to know. We'll need to take one of them and use it to determine our next step. It's like we have directions to go find a map. Yeah, okay, that's all I need to know about security. Let's hope it's enough to give us an edge. And how do we stop the assist thing from rewiring Raymond? All we know is that an assist device is located in Lab 12. It's the only one in the building, and I doubt Grandma will just hand over the passcodes to our system if we ask nicely. So I'll need a Decker to access the assist device and eject him from the system safely before she scrambles his brain. Got it. What does the Decker need to do to eject him safely? Like I said, we don't know. We'll have to improvise. Figure out when we get there. Alright, that's all I needed to know. One other thing. While I was helping Duncan verify as much of the data as possible, I decided to collect our marker with Bull and his team of runners. Good call. We need all the help we can get. Yeah, no kidding. Turns out Bull and his runners hit Sang a few months back. Low rent smash and grab for another corp. They got a quick scan of the building's matrix security before they rabbited. Gave us the data flags that pinpoint to where the security nodes are located inside Sang's system. So when we jack into the security station, we'll be able to make a direct attack on the security node. That could just buy us the seconds we need to cut the alarm link. I really like the way that they're pulling in other jobs that we've done. And because we've done all of the jobs. And not just the other jobs, but the fact that we finished them in particular ways. And that's all coming back. That's really good. Nice work. One more thing. Ranneko, while you're in her headquarters, look for anything we can use to incriminate or embarrass Josephine Tseng. I want dirt. Something I can feed to an acquaintance on the Executive Council. Someone who stands to gain from it. Okay. Does this dirt come with a cash bonus? Of course, my sweet. Of course. Now go enjoy Prosperity Tower and give Josephine Tseng my regards. Okay, right. So we only need 7 more karma to completely cap out our rigging, which is fantastic. But I don't think we're going to get it. We'll get it going into the last area of the game. What do we got cash-wise? We've got 1,000 nuyen. Right. So hopefully after we get cash, we'll be able to... after this next part, we'll have enough cash to upgrade our things.